Okay, so we have 4 terms, but I always should check for a GCF first. So greatest common factor. You look at your smallest coefficient, which in this case would be 3, and you say, does 3 divide into all of these other coefficients or constants? Well, it doesn't divide into 4 evenly. And do I have an R in every single term? No. So I don't have a GCF. Then when I have 4 terms, you want to group it so they are 2 and 2. So 2 terms here and 2 terms here. And I say, what do I have that is the same that I can factor out? What is the GCF of each of those 2 terms together? So for this one, it's going to be an R. So when I factor out that R, you bring it out in front. Anything that is common, you push out to the front. And when I divide 4, I've got 4 left. I had 3 R's, and I'm taking out 1, so I have 2 R's left. So that's R to the second power. Plus, I'm not taking away the 3, so the 3 stays. And I had 2 R's. I take 1 away. I factor 1 out. So I have just 1 R left. Right? Over here, what do these have as a factor that's common? 12R plus 9. Sure. We could. Why didn't I see that? Because I'm a little foggy too. Yes. Oh, because you're always supposed to take the smallest amount. So that would be R squared. So let me just erase this. Do you guys see that now? Did you see it before? You should have said something. You did. I'm glad you did. So yes, we can take 2. So take 2 R's out. So then I have 4 with 1 R plus 3. There we go. Thank you. Plus, what about 12R plus 9? What do they have in common? 3. Yes, 3 is a factor for both of those. So divide by 3. That 3 goes to the front. And when you divide, 12 divided by 3 gives you 4 with that R that's left plus 3. So here I have my common factor for both of those terms. Anytime you have a common factor, you push it out front. So 4R plus 3 goes out in front. And when you would divide by that from that first term, what you have left is R squared plus 3. And there it is. Nice job. Thank you. What questions do you have about that problem? Okay, let's go to the second one. I bet you can do this a little bit easier now. So 5n to the third minus 10n squared plus 4n minus 8. First of all, check for a GCF. Greatest common factor, start with your smallest, which is 4. Does 4 divide evenly into 5, 8, and 10? No. Do I have a variable in every term? No. So no GCF. So with 4 terms, you want to factor by grouping. So 5n to the third minus 10n squared. What is my greatest common factor for those 2 terms going to be? Naima, what do you think? 5n. Yeah, very good. 5n squared. That is what is the common factor. Push that out up front. 5 divided by 5 is going to be 1 n to the third divided by n squared. How many n's do you have left? 1. So that's n to the first. I have negative 10 divided by 5 is going to be minus 2. And n squared divided by n squared simplifies to times 1. Plus, what can I factor out of 4n minus 8? 4, yes. So that 4 is what is common. Push that to the front. And let's see what we have left. 4 divided by 4 simplifies to be a 1. You have an n. Minus 8 divided by 4 is 2. And that's where you find that greatest common factor. So let's push those together and pull them out in front. So that is 1n minus 2, or just n minus 2. And what do you have left? 5n squared plus 4. What questions do you have about that particular problem? Okay. Just for time's sake, let's see if we can do these next ones together. But I'm going to rely on you guys to help me. It says factor the common factor out of each expression. Factor the common factor. So basically they're saying find the GCF. So we're going to factor it out, and then we are going to write what's left. So as I look at these, okay, what is my common factor? What is it? 4, and you said m. Well, we would start with 16, and you might say 16 has 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4, okay? And he knew 16 doesn't go into 20, he knew 8 doesn't go into 20, but 4 does. So 4 would go out in front with the m, and when you divide 20 divided by 4, what do you have? 5, m, you have 1 m left, n, plus 16 divided by 4 is 4, and m divided by m simplifies out. So that is your answer for that one. Okay. Take a look at number 4. 6y squared x plus 3y. What can I factor out of both of those? Somebody else, somebody other than Cristobal. 3, what about a variable? Why? Because I asked. Yes, 3y. So 3y is common, push that out front. And when you divide, what's 6 divided by 3? 2. You had 2 y's, you divided 1 away. How many y's do you have left? 1. And you have an x plus, what is 3y divided by 3y? 3y divided by 3y? 1. Yes, you have to put something there. So that is your final answer. What questions do you have about those first two? All right, let's go to the next two. 10 x to the fourth y plus 15x. Ooh, I could say someone wearing black. That'd be almost everybody in here. Everybody's wearing black. Wait, almost. What is my greatest common factor between 10x to the fourth y and 15x? EJ, what do you think? 5? Just 5? 5x. Excellent. And what do I do with that? Push that out in front. That's your greatest common factor. And when you divide, Ashley, what would I get when I divide? What's 10 divided by 5? It is 2. X to the fourth divided by x. What would I have for that? London, do you know? I have 4 x's. I divide 1 away. What would I have left? X to the third. And I have a y, because we're not taking that y out, plus, what's 15 divided by 5? 3. And x divided by x simplifies to be times 1. So that is your factorization. And the last one, 4x plus 2. What's my GCF there? 2, yes. So divide by 2. Whatever your GCF is, put that out to the front. And when you divide that out, Monty, what's 4 divided by 2? 2. And I have an x left, plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. There is your factorization for that. Any questions about that? Okay. Hey, let's go to the back side. Ooh. Now we have our trinomials. N squared minus 7n plus 6. I know I always need to check for a GCF first, but my smallest coefficient is 1. So I'm not going to have anything number-wise because 1 goes into everything, and that's not going to be helpful. Do I have a variable in every term? No. So no GCF. And when you have a trinomial, after you've checked for a GCF, you need to go for the X factor. If you remember, we multiply A times C to get to the top. Your A value is 1. Your C value is 6. So that's going to give me positive 6. Your B value is negative 7. So I'm looking at 2 factors of 6 that add to give negative 7. Now, because this is a negative, my largest numbers have to be negative, but when I multiply them, I get a positive. So these have to be negative also, because a negative times negative is a positive. So which one of these are going to work? Negative 1 and negative 6. So this is negative 1 and negative 6. Now, this is a special kind because when A is equal to 1, which it is here, we can simply write down our factors, both beginning with x, or in this case n. I guess it should be n, technically. And if you put x every time instead of n or whatever that variable is, that's okay. I won't count it wrong. And this becomes your first factor, n minus 1. And this becomes your second factor. This only works when A is equal to 1. Okay? Otherwise, you have to change it into a 4-term polynomial. What questions do you have about this? Okay, let's take a look at 8. X squared minus 11x plus 10. Check for a GCF. But I see my coefficient is 1. So I don't have any number. I don't have an x for every term. It is 3 terms, so I go with the x factor. What goes in the top part of my x? Positive 10, yes, because that's 1 times 10. And at the bottom is my b value, which is negative 11. So I need factors of positive 10 that add up to negative 11. So you're thinking 10, I got 1 and 10, 2 and 5, and that's it. Because this is negative, your largest factor also has to be negative. And when I multiply, I have to get a positive. So that means these also have to be negative. So which pair is going to work? Negative 1 and negative 10. So you tell me, since a is equal to 1, what are my 2 factors here? Sherlyn, do you know? X. Minus 1 and? Very good. X minus 10. Again, they are right there. That's the only time it happens when a is equal to 1. Okay? All right, let's go to the next 2. 2b squared. 2b squared minus 6b minus 20. What should I look for first? GCF. All right. Look at your smallest coefficient, 2. Does 2 divide into negative 6 and negative 20? It does, yes. So we need to factor that 2 out. Put that out in the front. What do I have left? B squared minus 6 divided by 2 is 3b. Minus 20 divided by 2 is 10. So this is your new trinomial. But we have to remember to put that 2 back at the end. So I have a trinomial. I already looked for the greatest common factor, so I do the x factor. I have, let's see, this would be 1 times negative 10 is negative 10. And this at the bottom is going to be negative 3. So I need factors of negative 10 that add up to a negative 3. Because this is negative, these also have to be negative. So 2 times negative 5 gives me, yeah, that's negative 10. So which pair wins? This right here, 2 and negative 5. And as an added bonus, with this new trinomial, my a value is equal to 1. So when I write this, and I'm looking at this with b's, this would be b, what's the rest of that factor? Plus 2, and this would be b minus 5. But don't forget, we need to bring this 2 down here, and 2 goes at the very beginning. So this is your final factorization. All right, let's go to the next one. Number 10, 3p squared minus 4p minus 15. Look for a GCF. Smallest coefficient is 3. Can that factor or divide into all of the other numbers evenly? No. Do I have a variable for each term? No. So no GCF. Go to the X factor. When you have 3 terms, only when you have 3 terms do you go to the X factor. So at the top, I need A times C. A times C. 3 times negative 15 is negative 45. And at the bottom, I have negative 4. So as I'm looking at 45, I know there's 1 in 45. And I know there is 5 times 9. There's also 3 times 15 in there. I forgot that one. So this is negative. That means all these are negative. And so what wins is 5 and negative 9. And A is not equal to 1 here. So I need to change this to a 4 term. The first term stays the same, 3p to the second. The last term stays the same, negative 15. And the 2 in the middle become these 2 with a p added. So that is 5p minus 9p. Now that you have 4 terms, you factor by grouping. So group these together, group these together. I can factor out a p, and I get 3p plus 5. Here, my first term starts with a negative. I always have to factor out that negative. So that is minus, greatest common factor of 9 and 15 is going to be a negative 3. And I have 3p plus 5. So I bring what is common out in front. 3p plus 5 right here, that goes out front. 3p plus 5. What do I have left? P minus 3. I don't know about you, but I'm really glad we did this review. Okay? All right. So, there is no new homework yet, but if you have not gotten me homeworks 1 through 3, you need to work on that. Tomorrow, we are finally going to get to that difference of 2 perfect squares. Also, there is a new and last of the semester weekly Canvas activity. Weekly Canvas activity for December 1st, the week of December 1st. Okay? Guys, we have less than 3 weeks left in the semester. I really need you to dig in and work hard and finish strong. Okay? And again, I will be here after school. I will also be here after school on Wednesday.